2001 so that you get some type of trend. And I have to look at my notes here, but in 2001, if they added up all of the data that was created across the world, it would amount to, if you stacked books from the Earth to the Sun, which is 153 kilometers on 153 kilometers on, if you put a stack of books there, it would go 1/5 of the way to the Sun, and that was in 2001. And that is 3 billion gigabytes. Okay, so that's one reference point. Moving forward, if you look at 2007, that same annual number was 21 stacks of books going to the Sun. Now again, they're not actual books, they're just a representation. Okay, so that went from 3 billion gigabytes, now in 2007, to 28 billion gigabytes. Forward now to 2011. There will be the equivalent of gigabytes produced on an annual basis, and it continues. The pace continues. It's growing at approximately 60% per year. The difference between 2000 annual data created 10 times. This is truly a revolution that's going on in front of us today. That means challenge, and it means opportunity. In the first 2 minutes when I started presenting, over 27 petabytes were created around the world. It is not slowing down. So how much data do you create? How much data do I create? If you look at a book, and this just happened to be a scuba diving book, we estimated that at 2 megabytes. If you look at a Word document, it's 1 megabyte on average. So that doesn't sound like a lot. Even though we're all doing it, it still doesn't sound a lot. Well, here's what really happens. If you take that 1 megabyte document, you typically take it and forward it to somebody. There'll be replication, just in case your disk drive crashes. You'll have a backup. Your CIO or whoever's managing your information at your company or at your university, they will have a server backup. Don't want to lose that information. Now, if you send it out, that data is replicated. By the time you're done, a 1 megabyte file could actually worth of information. Now, this isn't EMC. This is an independent company, the research firm, and they looked at their own data. Now, even if you say do all that replication and so forth, that's fine. Let's say the 1 megabyte is 30 megabytes. It's still a massive amount of information. When I created this presentation, I had 2 people help me, so there's 3 of us working on it. It's over about a month's worth of time. None of us deleted the old revisions. We kept them. Maybe it was laziness, maybe we were just paranoid, but we kept them. And we also sent them back and forth to each other. I went out and checked. I asked those other 2 people when we finally did 7 megabytes. There's a lot of video here. There's 7 megabytes. They were megabytes. They did you send it to? Between the 2 of them, they sent it to 30 people. They went out and did this would be a gigabyte's worth of data just for one presentation. So this is what we're doing across the world. Okay. Information, people create, individuals create information. Let's go through a few examples which I'm sure that you'll relate to. So if you look at YouTube, how many people go on YouTube? You can admit it. Okay. So maybe 60, 70, 80%. I went back to when I was on the plane, I went back and I was cleaning up my inbox, and I had 8 YouTubes that I felt were business related that I had taken and I had sent to a bunch of people. So again, we continue to proliferate from that point of view. I have a iPod, I have 230 songs on my iPod. I listen to almost all of them coming over here. Digital pictures. Over the next day and a half, I will probably take 100 pictures. And I won't even think about it. I won't think about cost. I won't think about information. I just think about the picture, the view in front of me, and I want to take a picture. Everybody does that. Whether you're following your camera, we're all doing it. Education. So I manage education. I manage technical education. I have a responsibility today to train, as part of my audience, I train Wipro, Tata, TCS, HCL, and other systems integrators, outsources within India, as well as our customers. Well, with these systems, with the outsources, there's so many employees, I can't afford, and they can't afford from a time point of view, for my instructors